another new lesson of geography of standard 10, that is about Indian water resources. You know that water is very important for everyone. There are many uses of water. There are many uses of water where we require for different purposes. So it plays a very vital role. We as human beings, we cannot live with water. About water, you have learned from your smaller classes, from your primary classes. So this is water is called as one of the important precious natural resources. Like you have got other resources from nature. So water is also one of the natural resources. So without water, it is very impossible to sustain life or to live. I said you, water plays a very vital role in the living things. So without water, nobody can survive. So it is highly impossible to live longer without water. So human beings need it for different purposes. You all know what the water is used for. Water is used for drinking, cooking, washing, for the agricultures, for the generation of hydroelectricity. We get electricity because of water. Water is required in industries, it is required in fishing, it is required in navigation, etc. So where all the water human beings need the use of water? Drinking, cooking, washing, for different agriculture, generation of hydroelectricity, navigation, fishing, and industries also. So India is endowed with substantial water resources. It has many rivers and gets sufficient rainfall. So where we get water, actually the water first we collect it from the rainfall, okay, when the rain comes. So as we have got many rivers and these rivers get sufficient water from the rainfall and has extensive surface water resources. So it is also a vast reserves of groundwater. So through ground also you get the water and also through rainfall. Water, so it's a surface area. So water resources, it can be divided into surface water and groundwater. So surface water resources and groundwater resources. What are these two? The surface water resources are, so from the surface, from where the water comes from the surface, that is the rainfall, the rivers, the lakes, the tanks and springs. And so India has extensive surface water resources. So the surface water resources are rainfall, from the rivers you get, from the lakes you get, tanks and springs. So India has the extensive surface water resources. So next you have got is major rivers of India. What are the major rivers of India? India has many river systems. So they are the natural resources of our country. So India has many river systems and they are the natural resources of our country, and it is said that the rivers are useful for different purposes. For what purposes the rivers are useful? They are useful for irrigation, generation of hydel power, inland waterways and fishing. So rivers are useful for irrigation, generation of hydel power, inland waterways and fishing, etc. So the river system of India can be divided into two groups. What are those two groups you can divide rivers? The rivers of North India are divided into two groups. That is, the rivers of North India is the first group and the second is the rivers of Peninsula India. So the first group is the rivers of North India and the second group is the rivers of Peninsula India. So what is the rivers of North India? The rivers of North India are also known as the Himalayan rivers. You know Himalayas are in the north. So the rivers in the north, northern India is also known as the Himalayan rivers. The important rivers of North India are the Indus, the Ganges and the Brahmaputra. So the important rivers of India are the Indus, the Ganges and the Brahmaputra. The river Indus or Sindhu. So either you call, earlier it was called as Sindhu, now you say river Indus. So you can either say river Indus or Sindhu river near Mount Kailash. Mount Kailash is where children, it is in Tibet. Okay, so initially it flows northwestward. So it flows northwestward, then it flows toward the southwestward. So first it flows from the northern side, then it flows from the southern west, and later on where it enters Pakistan. So I'll repeat once again. The river Indus or Sindhu rises from the Mount Kailash, that is the Tibet. Initially it flows northwestwards, then it flows towards the southwestwards, and where it enters Pakistan. Finally, it joins after reaching Pakistan from the northwest and southwest. It reaches Pakistan, I said. And finally, where it joins? It joins the Arabian Sea near Karachi. So later on, it goes and joins in the Arabian Sea near Karachi. The total length of the river Indus is, what is the total length? 2,897. 2,897. So the total length of Indus is 2,897 kilometers. Okay, and later on, of which 709 kilometers lies in India. So out of this, 709 kilometers lies in India. So out of 2,897 kilometers, the river Indus length 709 kilometers lies in India. Okay, children. Then kilometers lies in India. But the major part of its course in Pakistan. So the major part of its course it is in Pakistan. It receives many tributaries such as, what are the tributaries of them? They are Jhelum, Chenab, Beas, Ravi and Satluj. So the tributaries of these are Jhelum, Chenab, Beas, Ravi and Satluj. The next one we have got is the Ganga river. What do you all know about the Ganga river? Okay, as you all know about many things about Ganga, it's a holy river. Many of them go for the, if I ask you all, I'll give you all this. They go for there as a holy priest, as a pilgrimage. So these all things you give me the answer. So here the Ganga river is the largest river of India. So Ganga river is the largest river of India and its total length is 2,525 kilometers. So Ganga is 2,525 kilometer, the total length of Ganga, and it rises where, children? You all know where does Ganga rise? It rises in the Gangotri glaciers. It flows towards the south and southeast, then enters Bangladesh. So it flows from south to southeast and then it enters Bangladesh, where it joins Brahmaputra. So here where it joins the river Ganga, it joins the Brahmaputra area. After it joins the Brahmaputra, what happens? It continues as Padma and finally flows into Bay of Bengal. So the major tributaries of this river are Yamuna, Gagra, Kandak, Ramaganga, Gomati, Sarda, Son, Kosi, etc. Of these, Yamuna is the largest tributaries. I'll repeat once again. The Ganga river is the largest river of India. Its total length is 2,525 kilometers. And where it rises? It rises in the Gangotri glacier. It flows towards south and southeast and then it enters Bangladesh where it joins the Brahmaputra. It's easy to understand, children. Enters Bangladesh and joins the Brahmaputra. After it joins the Brahmaputra, it continues as Padma and finally flows into Bay of Bengal. So its major tributaries are Yamuna, Gagra, Kandak, Ramaganga, Gomati, Sarda, Son and Kosi. So of these Yamuna is the longest tributary. So among all these things, which is the longest tributary? Yamuna is the longest tributary. Okay, first I finished about the Ganga, first one. Now I am going to go to Brahmaputra river. Okay, so what do you know about the Brahmaputra river? So it rises near the Manasa Sarovara in Tibet. The Brahmaputra rises near the Manasa Sarovara in Tibet and flows towards where? East. Okay, it rises in Manasa Sarovara in Tibet and it moves towards the east. It enters India through a narrow gorge in Arunachal Pradesh. So it enters India through a narrow gorge in Arunachal Pradesh. Then it flows to the west and turns to the south in Bangladesh, where it joins the Ganga, and its length is 2,589 kilometers. 2,589 kilometers. Okay, children. Then, what do you all know about the rivers of the South India? So, many rivers flow across South India. They are also known as the peninsular rivers. So, the rivers which are flowing in the South India are called as the peninsular rivers, and most of these rivers are in the Western Ghats. Okay. So the important rivers of South India are, what are the important rivers of South India? They are Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri, Narmada, Tapi, and their tributaries. So the important rivers of South India, I will repeat once again, Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri, Narmada and Tapi and their tributaries. These can be grouped into east flowing and west flowing rivers. The next part I am going to go is the east flowing rivers. So there are two types, okay, east flowing and west flowing. So in the rivers of South India, which are the rivers which are flowing in the eastern side and which are the rivers which are flowing in the western side? So the first one, the Mahanadi. The Mahanadi rises in the Shihava range. So the Mahanadi rises in the Shihava range and flows towards the east. How much kilometers it is? 851 kilometers, and later on it joins Bay of Bengal. So the Godavari is the longest river in South India and it rises in Trimbaka. It rises in Trimbaka, and later on what it happens, children? It flows towards the east, that is 1465 kilometers and joins the Bay of Bengal. So the river Krishna rises near Mahabaleshwar, then it flows. So the river Krishna, where does it rises? It rises in the Mahabaleshwar and then it flows towards the southeast. So and what is the length of it? 1400 kilometers, and later on it joins Bay of Bengal. Its main tributaries are Bhima, Tungabhadra, Koyna, Ghataprabha and Malaprabha. So river Kaveri rises at Talakaveri in Kodagu and flows towards the east and joins the Bay of Bengal. So the Hemavati, Shimsha, Kapila, Arkavati, Lakshmana Tirtha, Swarnavati and Bhavani are the main tributaries of Kaveri. I'll repeat once again, children. The Mahanadi rises in the Shihava range and flows towards the east, and later on it joins the Bay of Bengal. The Godavari is the longest river in South India. It rises in Trimbaka, okay, Trimbaka, and flows towards the east and joins the Bay of Bengal. The river Krishna rises near Mahabaleshwar, then it flows towards the southeast, and later on it joins Bay of Bengal. Its main tributaries are Bhima, Tungabhadra, Koyna, Ghataprabha, Malaprabha. So this river Kaveri rises at Talakaveri, that is in Kodagu, and flows towards the east and joins the Bay of Bengal. The Hemavati, Shimsha, Kapila, Arkavati, Lakshmana Tirtha, Suvarnavati and Bhavani are the main tributaries of tributaries of Kaveri. The next I am going to go is the west flowing rivers.